But then he went into a spill and he was like, yo, you owe me money. And I was like, owe you money? Owe you money for what? He's like, yo, you used one of my beats. And I'm like, I don't know what beat you're talking about. So he's talking about Tupac's beat. Daz had actually did the beat and Daz did it over for me.
Ambitious as a rider.
Ambitious of a rider, yeah. So he's like, you owe me money for one of my records. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He basically is like, Ambitious of a rider, the Tupac record. I'm like, I said, oh, Daz came and played that over for me. I don't owe you anything. And he started laughing. He's like, Daz can't control it. Daz don't own nothing. I own it. He was like, yo, I'm not going to say the name he said, but he's like, yo, I don't give a f because I f so up. But I told him, I said, bro, what we talking about? I'll f him up. What are we doing? What's going on?
Cameron had a wild encounter with Suge Knight, and what he's about to reveal might leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the West Coast legend. This wasn't some typical rap beef or internet drama. Nah, this was real life tension, and Cameron's just breaking it all down for us. Now, you've probably heard the stories about Suge Knight's grip on the West Coast, but wait until you hear how Cameron broke down what really went down between them. There's more to this situation than you can imagine. Trust me, it gets real heated. But here's the kicker. Cameron says the whole thing was blown way out of proportion. Was Suge really threatening him, or was it all just miscommunication? And what's the real story behind this that nobody's talking about? It's not all about the drama though. Cameron also opens up about the industry's dirty side, the shady stuff that nobody ever talks about. We're talking about the real behind the scenes that doesn't make it to your favorite documentaries or rap blogs. So stay tuned, because in just a few, I'll drop the full story. You won't believe what Cameron is about to say. And trust me, this one's going to make you think twice about all those Suge Knight stories you've heard. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need you to like, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I wasn't about a scared situation. I didn't think it was a problem, to be totally honest with you. I know people may say I'm lying or anything else. Look, Tito was there with me. Tito, and Jacob York, to be totally honest with you. And when I tell these stories, even like the Cat Williams shit, I don't know what people think I get out of lying. I don't, you can fact check it. I don't need no clicks. We just up here talking, so it's no reason to lie about anything I'm talking about. It just doesn't make sense. Why would I even talk about it if somebody can actually fact check it? It'd be like, you know, when I sit there talking about Ohio and Chicago and Indianapolis, all these cities I used to be in, you ever hear niggas out there be like, Cam is lying, he wasn't out there, or he wasn't out here. You ever hear niggas from them cities ever say that? Never. They never be like, nah, I ain't never see the nigga. Because they see me. I was really there. So when it comes to these stories, I don't have any reason to make anything up, and I don't try to make myself sound tougher than what I am. To me, the Suge Knight situation wasn't about a tough situation. It was more of a conversation that got a little aggressive, and then it wasn't aggressive. So, like I said, my nigga Tito Poppin was right there, and Jacob York actually was there. So what happened is Jacob York, we was outside, I believe the Century Club in LA, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all niggas don't even know about the Century Club. That's what I'm trying to say. Niggas don't even know about that Century Club in LA. Make a long story short, Jacob York was like, yo, Suge Knight is over there, he want to talk to you. Now, mind you, this is when my album just came out. It was platinum, I believe, or just went platinum. It was about to go platinum, whatever it was. I was super duper popping, and he was like, yo, Suge Knight want to speak to you, he over there. So I didn't think nothing of it, to be totally honest with you. It was bitches outside, me and Tito fraternizing, doing what we do. And I was like, what time to come over here? We over here. So he came over there with probably about 5, 6, 7 people. And he was just basically like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I didn't think of it as no confrontation or anything. I thought the nigga just wanted to holler. But then he went into a spill and he was like, yo, you owe me money. And I was like, owe you money? Owe you money for what? He's like, yo, you used one of my beats. And I'm like, I don't know what beat you're talking about. So he's talking about Tupac's beat, Daz had actually did the beat, and Daz did it over for me. And I forget what Tupac called it, but for me, it was called Leave Me Alone, Let Me Live My Life. It was actually a beat that Daz Dillinger made. And actually, Daz came to the studio and played it over for me. And
Ambitious as a rider.
Ambitious of a rider, yeah. So he's like, you owe me money for one of my records. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He basically is like, Ambitious of a rider, the Tupac record. I'm like, I said, oh, Daz came and played that over for me. I don't owe you anything. And he started laughing. He's like, Daz can't control shit. Daz don't own nothing. I own it. I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, like, what we doing? And he was like, yo, I'm not going to say the name, he said. But he's like, yo, I don't give a fuck because I fucked so-and-so up. And there was somebody that was, I guess, and he thought was in our camp. Or was in our camp, or I was affiliated with, or doing business with, or whatever. Like I said, I don't need to say the name. But I told him, I said, bro, what we talking about? I'll fuck him up. What are we doing? What's going on? And he was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, little homie. We good. It's all good. And that was the beginning, middle, and end of that whole situation. And he walked off. You can ask Tito, you can ask Jacob, you can ask whoever you want that was there. I don't have no reason to make nothing up about that. But he basically tried to use somebody's name and say he'll fuck them up, thinking that that was probably my man, and he wasn't my man like that. And I'm like, I'll fuck him up, but what are we doing? He's like, you know what, don't even worry about it. And that was the end of it. But as far as like thinking about like what you said, and that's why I love you, is because you look at all these documentaries and read these magazines and all these boogeymen and your little idols and niggas that you love, and you talking about, yo, Fear's our friend. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga ain't have no pistol to my motherfucking head, man. This nigga's crazy, man.
Why you puffing up?
I'm not even puffing up, bro. I'm not puffing.
For the people.
No. It sounds like you asking for you. Because I know. Now, listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. It's some niggas, and like I said, if they had my back against the wall or something, or we was somewhere else in a confined space and it was probably like fucking 8-9 niggas and just me and Tito, maybe. We was in the middle of the street. It was like 150 people outside. There was mad niggas. But what I'm saying is this. I've been more scared, and not scared because I never, thank God, never had to been in a situation like that. But just coming into the game, I don't want to use the word scared, but I was more aware or more cautious than some names in New York. Than, no disrespect to Suge or nothing, but I didn't live on the West Coast. There was some characters in New York running around that I was more cautious of than somebody like that. You got to realize, when I got in the game and when I first started, got my deal, it was a lot of people that was out extorting rappers or quote unquote allegedly extorting rappers. You had to be careful of people like, and like I said, this is no disrespect to none of the names I'm saying. I'm talking about when I first got my deal, these are the names that people like, oh, be careful of him. When you think about World from Brooklyn, or you think about Haitian Jack, or you think about Jimmy Henchman, or you think about Murder Unit, or you think about Supreme T. It's I was more cautious of that than no disrespect, Suge, because I didn't live on the West Coast. Not saying Suge ain't have a grip on the West Coast and he wouldn't pull up, because the stories I heard about Suge was crazy too. It just, my story didn't go like that. But there was some niggas in New York that I had to be more leery of than that situation. There's a bunch of niggas going around just doing what they wanted to rappers. And then not only that, niggas was dying and getting shot. Rappers was getting shot and killed and extorted, and they managers pistol whipped, and niggas running in niggas' studios. So I was more, like I said, scared's not the word to use, leery of niggas in New York than that situation.
Well, the hood heroes, that's why I don't like talking to you sometimes, because sometimes I have a hood hero. You be like, that wasn't nothing. He ain't do nothing. He ain't, like, it's like Suge Knight now. He actually just came out with an interview the other day tearing down a movie hood hero who I used to look up to from a movie, saying that he's around sucking dick. they call him Dick Lips, and I'm like, Sugar's out here wilding on niggas. No, don't do that. I don't even want to say his name, but I watched.
Yo, this nigga just made me spit my water out, man. Yo, give me a napkin, yo. Sorry.
Yo.
I love Minister Society. Don't do this, Suge. Like, don't do this right now, man. You know, so yeah, you always try. I don't like having these conversations. You try to erase it. You knock down my hood heroes, and then I don't even want to talk about them no more. Like, oh, all right, fuck it.
Thanks, Taylor. I'm sorry. Shit,
see, you laughing. I'm talking about my hood heroes. You laughing.
Nah, you niggas said shit called the nigga Dick Lips. Pause. It's crazy.
Yeah, Suge out here wilding.
Nah, but like I said, I'm not sitting here, and that's another thing. I'm not sitting here because people are going to take sound bites of this and play it here and play it there and not play the part I'm about to say. I'm not saying that Suge is soft. I'm not saying he wasn't a terror on the West Coast. Only thing I can do is tell you about my experience when I ran into him. That's all I can tell you. And then, like I said, to me, it wasn't no problem, no altercation, no nothing. He said what he said. He said what I said. And then we gave each other a 5 and walked off. It wasn't no get the fuck out of here. It wasn't none of that. But I think that he definitely had a problem with somebody I was doing business with. And he must have thought me and him was cooler than what we was.
Most Sticky was there too, right?
That was another time I seen Suge. That wasn't the time that we're talking about. I seen Suge a separate time in front of, damn, what's that hotel on that little quiet block? He's actually with Baron Davis, to be honest with you, the time that I seen him with Most Sticky, but that was a separate time.
Do you want to just real quick tell him the Most Sticky part? I thought that was funny.
That's not the same time though. That's a different story.
I know.
But yeah, when I seen so you know, back in the days, Harlem and older people in Harlem still say it, and they'll be like, "Yo, what's up, Dick?" And my man Most Sticky still says that to people, like, "Yo, what up, Dick?" It's no offense by it. That's just older people in Harlem slang, and we was in front of the La Montrose, that's what it's called. Me, Suge, and Baron Davis. We wasn't together. I just happened to see Baron and Suge in front of the hotel. And I spoke to Suge and Baron Davis. And my DJ's name is Most Sticky. And he came downstairs and we introduced him. And I don't think Mo paid attention to who he's talking to. And he just turned around and gave Suge a 5 and was like, "Yo, what up, Dick?" And Suge just looked at him like, "What?" And gave him that look. I was like, "Oh, shit." He's like, "Oh, no, I was just saying what's up." And Suge just gave him a look and like walked off like, y'all niggas better watch y'all mouth. Not saying better watch y'all mouth, but he's like, I don't know what y'all trying to say, but Most Sticky definitely gave him a 5 like, "What's up, Dick?" And Suge was like, "Get your man," basically. And it turned into a whole little mess. Most Sticky got paranoid. Then the security we was with got paranoid, said we need to change hotels and all type of shit. Y'all called Suge Dick and all type of shit. But he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it in a bad way. That's just like old school slang. But yeah, that was pretty much the gist of that story. I don't want to get into too much more of that because it wasn't nothing.
That's crazy, right? Honestly, when you break it down, the whole situation between Cam'ron and Suge Knight isn't just about a one-off confrontation. It's a glimpse into how deep the politics of hip-hop really go. Extortion and fear have been a part of the game for years, especially back in the day. People like Suge Knight allegedly built empires off reputations alone. Suge Knight's name alone could have a person reaching for their wallet just to stay safe. It's a sad reality, but it was all part of the hustle. Now, I'm not saying that every artist had to deal with that type of pressure, but we can't deny that a lot of people paid the price, either in money or in reputation, just to stay out of the crossfire. The stories of Suge and other figures like him extorting millions from artists is honestly something we might never fully understand. But these are the kind of things that shaped hip-hop, for better or worse. There's always been this mix of business, fear, and respect that runs through the culture, and whether we like it or not, it's part of the reason why so many of these iconic figures still have this larger-than-life reputation. One thing I respect about Cam'ron is how he's always kept it 100. Even in a situation like this, He wasn't trying to puff up his image or exaggerate the truth. He's telling his side and standing firm on his experience. That takes a lot of courage, especially in a world where so many people only want to tell you the flashy side of the story. But I think what we really need to take away from this is how much the culture has changed. Artists today have a lot more control over their careers and how they handle situations like these. There's no more running scared. Just to look at how Cameron dealt with Suge Knight. He wasn't intimidated, but he also wasn't trying to escalate things unnecessarily. That's a smart move, especially when you've got your whole career ahead of you. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about Suge Knight or Cameron. It's a reflection of how power dynamics work in the hip-hop industry. It's a mix of street knowledge, business, and sometimes, a little bit of fear. But the key is survival, and these artists who've been through the fire are the ones who came out on top. So what do y'all think? Do you think the hip-hop game is still full of these type of power struggles, or has it changed for the better? And do you think Suge Knight's reputation was built more on fear and intimidation, or did he really just have that much influence in the game? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.